I play my position. You talking too much. Please learn how to listen. I never give up, I'm not quitting. I'm persistent.
Welcome back to the Why Network, where we interview every job occupation A through Z, from the trash man to the CEO, and ask them how and why they started doing what they're doing so that you can find your dream job too. Today, I'm with Tayvon Jackson, who is a financial advisor, author, and entrepreneur from the DC area, who's not only a graduate of Mount St. Mary's basketball team, but he decided to forego his professional career in order to pursue financial advising. And he does have a lot to share with us today. So, Tayvon Jackson, please go ahead and fill in those gaps that I did miss out on, because I know I did miss a lot.
All right, and thank you for having me on your podcast. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, I graduated from Mount St. Mary's University. I was a triple major, majored in math, business, and information systems.
Mm-hmm.
So you could say I was the nerd on the basketball team.
Okay.
And so the reason I became a financial advisor was really because I saw a lot of my teammates who actually did play professional, and also some guys that I played AAU with that went to the NBA. They were terrible with their money. And I realized that if I couldn't make it to the NBA, at least I can help manage the people's money that's in the NBA.
Yeah.
So that's why I got into the financial industry. So. Yeah.
Okay. Now, you did cover a lot in that intro, but go ahead and tell me like a little bit more in depth, more in detail of why you became a financial advisor in the first place.
Yep. So it was mainly just a lack of financial education, especially in the African American community.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be the person that looked like them, because when you think about most financial advisors, they don't look like us.
Yes.
And I wanted to be that face that they could say, hey, I can trust this guy. I want to work with this guy.
I agree.
You see a lot of times that people in the African American community, we make a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
We're very wealthy, we make a lot of money, but we spend it on the wrong things. So I wanted to teach them that it's really not about how much you make, but it's really how much you keep. And versus buying this house that doesn't have any furniture in it, or buying these multiple cars, you can actually own a lot of these companies, and you can own Apple, you can own Disney. So I really just wanted to be that face and that voice to provide financial education, especially in my community.
Okay. That sounds really good. I personally agree with that. I don't know if you've ever been to Prince George's County or anything like that, but that's like the main hub of, people who rather have a big house than, even put their kids in the neighboring better education system, Montgomery County. So yeah, that's a big point that you just touched on right there. But really what I want to know is like, how long did it take for you to be like, okay, this is actually like, how old were you? What was the process like? What was going on through your head when you decided, okay, this is it?
Yeah, so I've always been in sales. I've sold everything from bubble gum to kitchen knives. I mean, I used to have the little Skittle vending machine I used to take to school, and they put a quarter in.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always been in sales. And at the time when I was selling the kitchen knives, I thought, this is something that everybody needs to have, this knife.
Mm-hmm.
So I realized I became a financial advisor, and I can actually help people on a greater scale, helping them with their retirement, their life insurance, their wills. I think I could make a much, much bigger impact. So this is something that I've always wanted to do. I've always been interested in investing and how to grow my money. With a lot of my friends, we're going out to the club and partying. Man, I was reading and looking up stocks. So I've always had a strong interest in it.
Okay.
And it's a lot harder now that I'm seeing for a lot of younger millennials to retire. Because for the pension, Social Security might go away. So this information is crucial. So that's why I wanted to learn it like I did, and then also teach my clients as well.
Okay. Now, what is an average day like for you for being a financial advisor? And let me go ahead and add in, because I don't think I even mentioned that not only is he a financial advisor, but he also has his own ATM business. You also have a publishing company.
Yeah, publishing as well. Yep.
So a full-blown entrepreneur, not only just a financial advisor, actually a full-blown entrepreneur, has two businesses on the side as well. So can you talk more about those?
Yeah, let me talk about the other company. So I've written 4 books, and my books pretty much were basically on investing. So my first book was called 40 Acres and Some Dividends, and it's recovering from a broken promise. So if you remember the 40 acres and a mule, all the slaves were promised 40 acres of land and a mule, and they never got it.
Yeah.
So it's similar to finance, because a lot of people are promised Social Security, these pensions, and they may not get it. So I wrote an investing 101 book for African Americans. It's in Barnes and Nobles. It's on Amazon. And the second book I wrote was Poor Dad, No Dad. So it was a spinoff of the Rich Dad, Poor Dad book.
Yes.
So everybody read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, but not everybody had a rich dad or no dad at all.
Yeah, exactly.
This really related to a lot of people. I wrote a book called Love and Finance, and then also there's a book, so many books, Love and Finance, and there's also a book called ATM Life, and How to Quit Your Job and Invest in ATM Machines. So when I wrote these books, a lot of people were asking me questions like, hey, how did you publish it? How did you get into Barnes and Nobles? And then they were telling me their experience, and a lot of them were getting taken advantage of by the publishers who were charging $20,000 to $30,000 to get somebody's book out.
Wow.
So I ended up coming out with my own company, made it affordable for everybody so that everybody can afford it, and it's been great. And with regards to the ATM machines, I'm always that curious person. So every time I go to an ATM machine and pay that $3, I'm like, man, who was this money going to? So I reached out to my friend who actually had his own ATM business, and I did a lot of research, and I got into the business. And every time somebody swipes on one of my machines, it goes right into my bank account.
Wow.
So it's that residual income that I try to teach my clients about, that it's not really how hard you work, but if you have your money working for you. So.
Wow. Okay. So the publishing company sounded more like an opportunity thing. Like, okay, people were being left out of, or there was a problem that needed to be solved. Is more what it sounds like over there. The ATM was more of an opportunity thing of, okay, there's a market here, and I can definitely make money doing this. Now, but what I do want to know is, because you're such a busy man, well, it seems like, what is an average day like for you?
Well, I always tell people it's real big. I'm real big on delegation. So making sure that I'm not doing all the work. One of my mentors told me the reason that McDonald's is such a successful company is not because they have the best burger, but they have the best systems in place so that a 16-year-old can come in there and they won't lose a beat.
Definitely.
So I learned early to set good systems, hire some really good assistants to manage everything for me. But my typical day, I usually wake up around 6 o'clock. I go to the gym. I play basketball. It's a basketball court near my house, so I do that every day. Got to keep the jump shot right.
Yep.
So doing that, and then at 8 a.m. or probably like 8 to 10, I door knock.
Okay.
And I knock on doors, businesses, and a lot of financial advisors, they don't do that. But I'm real big on doing things a little different, and also meeting my clients face to face. I'm not going to cold call you. You're going to know exactly who I am when I knock on your door. And I can knock on probably 50, 60 doors, maybe only get 2 responses, but I think that face-to-face really helps me stand out from a lot of other people.
Okay.
After I door knock, I follow up with all my assistants, my whole team for my companies, make sure everybody knows what their task is for the day. And then I usually have about 4 appointments a day. I do 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening for the people who work the 9-to-5 jobs. And then, like I said, I'll watch some basketball, sometimes watch ESPN and relax, but that's pretty much my day. So I try to do 4 appointments a day, and then at night I plan the next day, because I don't believe that you should plan your day during the day. You should plan it night before.
Okay.
And yeah, that's my day.
Okay. Now let me ask you something. Because you do a little bit of door to door. I actually used to do a little bit of door to door, and I stopped. But what do you enjoy the most about what you do every day? Well,
I really like helping. I really like helping the ones who are entrepreneurs. They really took that leap of faith. Say, hey, I don't want to work a 9-to-5 job, or hey, I don't want to commute, or hey, I don't want to work somewhere for 3 years and get a $1 raise. Like, they took that leap of faith, saying, hey, this is something that I'm passionate about. So they're like helping the entrepreneurs set up retirement plans for themselves, business plans, and have that vision to eventually cash out their business in the future. And I really like working with the youth too. So kids 10 and under, I do a lot of training sessions teaching young kids about stocks and about investments and about how to set a business up while you're young, so that when you graduate high school, graduate college, they can't say that you don't have any experience. So they tell them, hey, I got 23 years of experience.
Yeah.
So that was really makes me happy. I love having my meetings at restaurants. I love food.
Who doesn't?
Restaurants, that would be my ideal situation. So
okay. And now, I mean, you really sound like a man who impacts his community a lot. What does community mean to you? For like, what does your community, your specific identity? Because we are both African American males, but what about it makes you want to impact them the most?
Yeah, because I'm real big on education in the community. I'm not the one that always is donating all the money or doing all this. I want to actually teach them how to be able to become profitable themselves. And I'm working with a lot of individuals. I believe that everybody has a passion in something. They just need somebody to help them get it out.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of free seminars. I do a lot of free business meetings. Anybody that wants to talk to me, there's no cost or there's no consultation fee, just to kind of have an expert kind of go over your plan to see if it makes sense. So I'm real big on just giving education back to the community versus actually giving dollars back, because if you give them education, then the dollars are going to flow.
Exactly.
So that's my passion with the community.
Okay, so what do you enjoy the least about your job?
Man, door knocking in the summer, door knocking in the winter. But also people who don't take action. You know, you have some people out there who are very analytical, and they can have a great situation, a great opportunity, and then they'll talk themselves out of it just because they need to know every single detail, or they may miss out on a perfect opportunity. But like I said, all I can do is provide the education. They can make the decision from there. But yeah, that's the main thing. I love a lot about what I do. But I like people who are go-getters, like myself. So if I can help you and you have a plan and it makes sense, then you need to do it. Okay. But yeah, it's not that many things I don't like, but I do like a lot of things, but don't like a lot.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, and again, with that's the way it is with every job. There's no matter how much you love it, it's just like loving your mom. You don't love her all the time, do you? Like sometimes she gets on your damn nerves. So you know what I mean. So let me go ahead and ask this though. You were talking a lot about childhood, like selling stuff during childhood. Now, what even tickled your interest in even selling? Because I do want to ask you, what were some childhood hobbies and habits that you had that really, manifested into what you are today?
Man, that's a great question. I really think your upbringing has a lot to do with that. If your family's working 9-to-5 job, then you might work a 9-to-5 job. If your family's entrepreneurs, you're going to become an entrepreneur. And it was different because my mom and my dad, they worked 9-to-5 jobs, but they always had side businesses.
Okay.
But then I think the main thing was just, I was living in Waldorf most of my life, Waldorf, Maryland, Southern Maryland. Just seeing that commute every day, you wasting 4 hours a day driving to a job, driving back. The fact that somebody can just say, hey, today I don't want you to work anymore, you're fired. That's scary.
Yeah. And
that was something I never wanted to do. And as an entrepreneur, it's rough. There can be months that you can go without making a single penny. But that's the risk that you take, to invest in yourself. So
yeah. You got a full scholarship into Mount St. Mary's. Yep. Do you think that grades in school mattered for the success in your career?
I would say no. I would say no. And this is something that I debated with my mom for a long time. So, most parents want their kids to get straight A's, But it's easy to get straight A's if you take the easy classes. And a lot of kids don't really push themselves because they're so worried about what their report card is going to be. So they might take karate and painting class when they could be taking advanced calculus or public speaking or marketing.
I agree.
So I'm really big on whether you have straight C's or straight B's, you still got your diploma. And I'm really big on taking classes, taking courses that's going to enhance what you want to do as a career. So for me, I took public speaking, I took marketing, I took Japanese and Spanish class. Like all these classes I didn't really need, but it's helped me become a well-rounded entrepreneur and individual. So I would say grades don't matter. I would say the whole school system, I think, is pretty much corrupted. Like, hey, you should really push these kids to learn And I know some of some of the schools that are not public schools that you got to pay a lot of money to get into, they don't grade the kids. They don't even get A's, B's, and C's. They just apply. They just get the information.
Yeah.
So that is something that, like I said, always take a course that's going to enhance who you are, that's going to make you a better person. If your high school or college offers a cooking class or a web design class or a handyman class, take that. Don't just take the easiest one just so you can say you got an A or a 4.0 or whatever it might be. So,
I agree. Yeah, I think a lot of students nowadays are worried more about the grades and, the being accepted into college or just anything, any pressures, any outside pressures that, the normal adolescent gets growing up in America, especially. Let me go ahead and ask you this. So a lot of people out there, because I actually personally know a lot of people who want to be financial advisors, like high school students who just graduated actually, who want to be financial advisors. And I tell them, oh, well, I think you just take, the Series 7 or something like that. So walk me through the process of becoming a financial advisor and, what's a piece of advice that you give to those people who want to be right there in your shoes growing up?
Yep. So if you want to do the stocks and the mutual funds and all of that, you have to get what's called a Series 7 and a Series 66 license. But for people who are looking to just get into the industry, because the Series 7 is one of the hardest tests that you possibly can take next to the CPA exam and the CFP. But if you get your life and health license, so your life insurance license, your health insurance license, takes about 2 weeks to get that. You're able to do not only life insurance, but you can do IRAs, you can do 401ks, you can do retirement plans. That's a good gateway to see if you even like the industry. And then if you like it, and you're being successful and you want to do the stocks and all that stuff later, then you can. But if you want to get into the financial business, I would recommend everybody get their life and health license. And then, like I said, you can make an impact right away. So. Okay,
so what really interested you into, because for the Series 7, like coming out of college and going into that, what really interested you in like being like, okay, financial advisor over, the Series 7, what really like brought out the most potential in you that you think is going to take you the farthest?
Because I let my Series 7 go just because I was really concerned about because the market volatility is something you can't really control. And even if you were working with clients, like you had to worry about all these ups and downs in the market. It's a very emotional business. So I actually went over to the life insurance and the life and health sides because a lot of the investments that we offer is no downside. It's no negatives. The market crashes, you won't lose a penny. Now, I have a peace of mind. My clients have a peace of mind that no matter what happens, no matter what the president tweets, no matter what we're doing, you're not going to lose a penny. So we're really big on that. We're really big on setting up pensions for a lot of people. So if you don't have a pension, and maybe you just only have a 401k, but you're not going to get that guaranteed check, we can create one of those for you. So that's the route that I went now, and I love it.
Perfect. And Mr. Tayvon, really, I really appreciate the time you took out of your day just to come and talk to us today. I know for a fact a lot of people are going to appreciate this one. Tayvon Jackson, entrepreneur, financial advisor, publisher. I mean, this guy, he's just amazing. I mean, so, Tayvon, I just want to, again, give you the best thanks that I can right now. The first official Skype interview of the podcast. And again, I really appreciate it. So let me actually say, is there anything that you want to leave the audience with that they can maybe reach you or just even like look up your stuff, your books, any links in the description that we can leave below?
All right. If anybody's interested in contacting me or checking out my books, please go to my website, iamtayjackson.com, and that's TAYJackson.com, and you can order my books. If you're interested in me coaching you financially, so it's all on my website, iamtayjackson. And thank you so much for having me.
Perfect. Wait. Before you go, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube, iTunes podcast, SoundCloud, and Google Play channels at YI Network. And make sure to follow us on all social media platforms at YI Network. That's Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, all that. And if you or somebody you know loves their job and would like to inspire others too, make sure to email me at whyi'mpassionate@gmail.com. Again, whyi'mpassionate@gmail.com. Talk to you guys soon.
Give up, I'm not quitting.